Everybody, welcome back. This is going to be your preview. Manchester United vs Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. It's another big game for Manchester United. Yes, Champions League has been secured over the win against Liverpool, but United still need to get some points. Just see how many points we can end on, and ultimately every game is a must-win game. And Carrick said that. Now, as I said, we'll be talking predicted team news, what to expect from Sunderland, and much more. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So, Manchester United obviously up next against Sunderland. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff, which I think is the first one United have had in a very, very long time. Most of our games have been Monday or Sunday and have been televised. This one obviously is a different sort of matter at 3 p.m. Now, talking about Manchester United, very, very good performance and good win against Liverpool. Confidence is high. United go into the game as the favourites. And again, we're in a team with some great form. Won 3 of our last 5, comfortably sitting in 3rd place. Secure Champions League football. Players are scoring goals. We're creating chances. We look like a very good team. Sunderland, on the other hand, are a team struggling at the moment. They got absolutely smoked 5-0 by Forest the other week. They got beaten by, I think, Villa before that. So they haven't had a good bit of form, but we all know the quality that they can sort of oppose. Now, I've watched Sunderland quite a few times. I've watched them against Arsenal. I watched them in the game against Newcastle, where they won 2-1. I watched them against Manchester City early in the year. Watched them against Liverpool. I've watched Sunderland quite a bit. And they are a very good footballing team, and especially at the Stadium of Light, where their form has been considerably better than their away form. Now, if we're talking about United, this is going to be the team that I go for. It's going to be the exact same team in the game that we saw against Liverpool. No changes there, in my opinion. Obviously, Lamont's in net, again, made his first real mistake in a United shirt, but I'm not going to be on him because he's helped this United team so much in the time that he's been here. He's been a massive impact, a massive quality player, and I think he's someone who deserves a lot of praise. So, yes, he made a mistake. It was a poor, simple mistake, but ultimately, 1, it didn't cost United anything, and 2, we know how important he's been, so I'm not going to be on him too much. But if it continues, then, which I don't think he will, Lamont is a top keeper. He's understood that he made a mistake. He will continue to play from the back, which is what ultimately Carrick's football is. But again, that was just a sloppy mistake, and they do happen. The back 4 picks itself: Dalot, Shaw, Heaven, Maguire. Now, people have been talking about Martinez coming in, which is an interesting debate. Martinez is someone he's a senior player. People would just expect him to easily come in. Heaven's the up-and-coming player. But I think Heaven deserves to start. Big games, he stepped up. Stamford Bridge against Liverpool at home, and he's been fantastic. He's a very, very good defender. He's 1v1, he's good. In the air, he's good. And I think based on morale and merit, he deserves to start this game. Maguire obviously would be in that right centre-back position. Obviously, he did get cooked a little bit for the Szoboszlai goal, but in terms of everything else of his game, I thought he was very good against Liverpool. Dalot comes in, again, Dalot, he had an alright game against Liverpool. It wasn't anything special. I think Dalot's he's been consistent under Carrick. And yeah, I think he deserves to start this game. Shaw on the left as well. Good game against Liverpool. Hopefully continuing this game. Again, midfield, this is... I think Casemiro will only have 2 games left after this one, which is going to be sad. But yeah, Casemiro remaining midfield. Mainly, obviously, probably the best week of his life, beating Liverpool, getting a new contract, beating Brentford. He was fantastic in those both games, and I expect him to be in this game. He's wanted to add goals to his game. I think his control in midfield is going to be good, because I'll talk about the Sunderland midfield in a moment. That midfield did get bypassed, and we can't afford that to happen in this game, because Sunderland will be clinical. And the midfield is very strong, powerful and composed. So the midfield battle is going to be key. Bruno in the 10, again, still needs 2 assists to break the record. I don't think that assist was counted as an official assist against Liverpool. I think he still is on track to break it. Those 2 assists can literally come in one game, but it's not about forcing it. And I think it'd be a big game for Bruno. We need him to put a shift in, drop in, especially being away from home, where Sunderland are going to be up for it. It's the first time they've played United at the Stadium of Light in a very, very long time. The front 3, SESKO, CUNHA and MBUEMO. How good was it seeing CUNHA back in the team? Now, apparently there were talks about sort of CUNHA being rested for the remaining 3 games so he can go to the World Cup fit. I don't think that's going to happen. I think he even sort of turned down that fact himself. I think CUNHA, when he's fit, he starts. I think it's also good to have Dorgu back in and around the squad. He got a 15-minute cameo against Liverpool, which is good. He's a potential option to come on as well. The right-hand side, again, I'm not really bothered whether that is MBUEMO or Ahmad. I think the 2 players who have been playing without confidence. Obviously, Ahmad going back to the Stadium of Light, where he spent some time on loan, will probably be a good moment for him. But I think MBUEMO would probably be the player Carrick goes for. He's struggling for confidence at the moment, but on the other side, CUNHA's been brilliant. Another goal for him, fantastic performance. It seems like sort of the roles are reversed, you know. When MBUEMO started the season relatively well, he was scoring goals, whereas CUNHA found it a little bit more difficult to settle in. Now you look at the season's progressed, CUNHA's been brilliant, and MBUEMO's form has just dipped slightly. SESKO through the middle, I think he's the player who has the most goals since Carrick come in. He's been ruthless, he scored a lot of goals, another goal against Liverpool. And yeah, it's been a very good season for him. So that's my Manchester United team. Now let's talk Sunderland. Now that's the Sunderland team that's expected to start. You know, they've got a very good foundation, very good brand of football, high pressing, high energy, can score goals. However, they have been beaten in the past few games and they are struggling for confidence, which I think is a perfect time for United to play them, which is good in that aspect. As I said, their past few results haven't been great. 1-1 draw against Wolves, 5-0 defeat against Sunderland, a 5-0 defeat against Forest, 4-3 defeat against Villa. So yeah, the last time they won at home was against Spurs in April. So it's been a bit of time, but I still expect them to be up for it. They play a good brand of football. They've got good players. Xhaka's very good and composed on the ball. Sadiq, someone that I'd like. He's energetic. They're going to create problems. Brobby's a real handful. He's physical. He's aggressive. Can go on the sort of not overlap. Go into the box, cause problems. Go on the turn. He's someone who's a constant problem. Talby's a very good winger. Lefebvre can cause problems in the centre, and they're a very physical team. You know, Mukiele, Roos is a very good keeper. So they are going to be a difficult team to break down. But I fully do expect United going into this game as the favourites to get the job done, and that's my team. Now in terms of final score predictions, I'm going to back Manchester United to get the win. We know obviously our main objective of Champions League has been secured, and that's ultimately a real positive. I think that's something that was key and we had to get done. But I'm going to back United to get the job done. I'm going to go 3-1 Manchester United. I think Sunderland will score, they're at home. But yeah, I'm going for a win. It was obviously Le Mans' first game where we got the clean sheet against Sunderland. And he was very good in that game. So yeah, Sunderland will create chances. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for another 3-2. I got it right in the last game. I think I got it right against Brentford as well. Hopefully I'm right in this one. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be hopefully a good end to the season for United. We can win some games, get a bit of confidence, and obviously have a big next season in the Champions League. But let me know your thoughts, score predictions. Just one last time, that is my team. Le Mans, Shaw, Heather Maguire, and Dalot. Obviously, there's a conversation about Yoro, but I don't think he's going to come in. Casemiro, Mainu, Fernandes, and MBUEMO, SESKO, CUNHA. Again, there's a few changes you can make. You can potentially start Dorgu, but I don't think he's ready. You can bring in Ahmad if you want, and potentially start Yoro or Martinez. But yeah, that's sort of the main team. Score predictions as well. Let me know your thoughts.